The Tennessee Titans actually won a football game last week, and they have an opportunity to do something they have not done since the year of 2022 when Ryan Tannehill was our starting quarterback. Good evening on this fantastic Friday. It's good to have everybody in, assuming everybody is indeed in. My name is Gabriel, host of the Titan Bros, and we couldn't be Titan Bros without having another bro on the show.
Howdy, how's it going?
It's going. It is going. So this is Josiah, my little brother, and we are going to preview this game. That is what we just said in the pre-show. It's Titans' opportunity to continue some forward momentum and perhaps scratch and claw their way back into relevancy this season. But it's also, probably not going to happen. But it's also the Raiders' get right game because the Raiders have been struggling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they won week 1 and they lost 4 in a row. And this is their chance to get right. And I'm sure when they see the Tennessee Titans, like, all right, this is our get right game. We can't get beat by the Titans of all people. So that's the kind of situation these two teams find themselves in week 6.
I can't believe it's week 6 already.
I agree. I feel like it just started. It's flying by. Just these losses are just happening. Just the season's just going. It's a little dark in here. Let me see if I can turn on the lights a little bit here. Perfect. All right. I don't think there was any change at all, actually. Anyways, so it is the Raiders. This is our first chance, like I said in the intro, a chance for the Tennessee Titans to win back-to-back games since we beat the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. We won those 2 games in a row, and then I think that might have been the beginning of the 7-game losing streak even. That's insane.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the kind of situation we find ourselves in. Could we do it? I think we chose a good time to have the opponent we're facing right now.
Yep. I would say the Raiders are definitely, obviously, they're a lot worse than I thought, to be honest. I thought they'd be decent this year. Not looking like that. They have a pretty bad offensive line. Geno Smith can't stop throwing it to the other team. I mean, he's doing it at a crazy rate. They have Jacoby Myers, which is pretty good, but the other receivers don't really scare me. They have Genty, but they can't really run blocks. So that doesn't scare me as much as I thought would. Brock Bowers is out. Their defense is nothing special besides Max Crosby. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, man, there is no reason, Titans, that you can't go out there and get a win, except for the fact that you're the Titans. like you could lose to anybody. So there's that. But I'm just like, Cam Ward, if there's a time for you to go out there and just the Titans in general and just have a good game where we win on our own accord. We don't win because of a dumb fumble by running back, a dumb fumble after a pick. You're like, let's just get a win like we won it. It was us, not them. It was us. Like let's get a win like that,
Yes, I agree. And let's see if we can actually. I mean, we did do some, to our credit. The Broncos did everything, especially Bo Nix, did everything they could to hand us a victory in week 1. And we were just like, no, we didn't earn it. You can take it, Denver. But then the Cardinals came with the same offer. They're like, listen, guys, we feel bad for you Titans. Here's a win for y'all. But we actually said, okay, we need this.
Yes, we did do that. Yes.
So, credit there. But can we get fourth quarter Cam? Can we get fourth quarter everything that we were last week, whatever the heck we were last week, and do it the whole game long? That's the real question.
Yeah. And I was saying this to you off air, either last night or this morning, but I watched the Eagles game and the Giants game, and I know every team's different, and it's not always fair to compare because every situation is different. But watching Jackson Dart go out there and win on a primetime game, looking super good, just the confidence and just the team. You can tell the team loves him. The fans love him, and he's just slicing and dicing a good Eagles defense, and he just looked amazing. And I'm like, Cam Ward, I want to see you have a game like that. And you know what? The Raiders defense is nothing special. Go out there and have a good game. Because here's the thing. One thing we've always said about Cam Ward, and it's kind of true. He's not getting much help. His receivers are not that good. His offensive line, well, we said for a while they're not that good. But to be honest, we kind of, revisited that. Like, they're not doing terrible, to be honest. So Jackson Dart has actually way less to work with than Cam Ward does. So like, Cam Ward, go out there. Can you give me a good game? No picks, 2 touchdowns. Hey, this is crazy. How about 60% completions? Because he's having a hard time to do 50. So give me 60% completions, 250 yards. Give me that. I want to see one of those games under his belt. I want to.
Now I would push back hardcore on the thought of them having a better skill position group than Tennessee Titans, or the Titans having a better skill group than the Giants, especially when they had Malik Neighbors, which they've missed a game. Malik Neighbors is better than at wide receiver, and honestly, Cam Skattebo might be better than anything we have going on at running back. And didn't they draft another high drafted running back this year? Or am I making that up? Might be making that up. But anyway, so they have some fun skill players. They're all
I was specifically meant last night.
Yeah, now last night they had no wide receiver help, but it's nice when you get young on a rookie contract, fun skill players again, like a Skattebo, and a Malik Neighbors, which is what we need to do. Like, I really want us to get an edge rusher next year, but I really, 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 really like the idea of getting our Malik Neighbors, so to speak, to pair with Cam Ward and Alec Ayaman and some young, exciting pieces.
Give him something to work with.
But that said, we ain't worried about the draft right now because the Tennessee Titans have a rare chance to actually win 2 games in a row. I'm not sure I'm going to predict it or not. I feel like everything's working out perfectly for the Tennessee Titans to get this win. Now, we are on the road, so that's, advantage goes to the Raiders. Quarterback play right now, Cam Ward, I guess, is playing better than Geno, just because I think he leads the league in interceptions right now. Geno's really struggling with his new home. I was going to say new head coach, but kind of his new old head coach.
9
interceptions. I don't know about fumbles either. I'm sure he has at least a fumble loss, so double-digit turnovers. Our defense also needs some turnovers because we started off nice with the 2 interceptions week 1. Who was the other ones? Roger McCreary, and who got the other interception? It was Xavier Woods, right? I think it was Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
And then in week 2, Cody Barton got an interception, and I don't think we've had an interception since then. So we need some picks. That'd be fantastic. Geno Smith's the perfect guy to do that for us. They're missing Brock Bowers. That's fantastic for us as well. Their offensive line is awful right now. Ashton Genty's having trouble getting to the line of scrimmage right now. Their defense, they have 1 superstar. Everybody else, not everybody else, but most of the other people are just not good. Of course, I'm sure they could sit there over there in Oakland with their little Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders live streams, and they could probably do the same thing with Tennessee Titans. They'd be like, well, Geno's more proven than Cam Ward, and, they don't have a good offensive line, so I really think this is a good game for the Raiders to have their get-right game. So, I understand that that's probably a take that the other side's having. But I know this is cliche, and so many teams say this, but, why not us? Why can't we stack a win? Maybe they just needed to see proof of concept. They needed to see the ball go through the hoop, so to speak. And now they saw it. They knew they finally was able to close out a game with a little help from the Cardinals there. I really think we have a shot at winning this game.
Yeah, I do. It's tough on who I'm going to pick, but either way, it's a toss-up for both teams, I think. I think this is big for both teams. I think if you lose because both teams are bad. So if you lose, it means you just lost to a bad team. You're 1-5. That one win you got, you wasn't able to stack it. It didn't build any momentum, and you're kind of dead in the water. So I think for both teams, this is a big game.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I mean, 2-4, you're probably still dead. But at 1-5, it's just you're literally basically at that point just looking at draft season.
2-4, yeah, you're right. The season's probably dead. But it's still on paper. It extends the season just a little bit longer. It makes the season just a little more relevant, just a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 2019 Tennessee Titans were 2-4, and then we went to the AFC Championship. Now we don't have a younger Ryan Tannehill to bench and have jump in and save the day, so to speak. But still. What's some matchups? Is there any matchups? I know just we didn't prep the question at all. I'm just throwing this on you. Any matchups per se that you're looking forward to, or some keys to victory or something?
So here's a one that I feel like is a good matchup and might be favored to the Raiders, but Max Crosby, their best player, versus JC Latham, who I am kind of excited to see him get back out there, regardless who he's going against. But he's going to have a tough matchup. So I would like to see that. Because here's what I say. JC Latham has a good game. I think we're going to be really good on offense. Well, really good is a bit dramatic. But Cam Ward's going to have time. I'm going to say that. Cam Ward's going to have time. If JC Latham can have a good day, because the Raiders defense, like I said, the main thing is Max Crosby. Everything goes through Max Crosby. If you shut him down, that's going to really handicap the Raiders.
Or at least tame him. I don't know if we can shut him down, but at least keep him in check. I agree. I feel bad for JC Latham that this is his first game back as against Max Crosby. Then another part of me says, if we had, I keep forgetting what that guy's name is. Udo, I think is his last name, and I cannot remember. I get the yips when I'm trying to think of his first name. But that guy who's been our right tackle, he hasn't been Nicholas Petit-Frere bad.
No, he hasn't.
Which should be shameful for NPF to hear that, because NPF was actually a 3rd round pick. But he hasn't been a complete disaster. But you absolutely would rather have JC Latham going, even if he's not 100% going against a Max Crosby. That is a good matchup to look at.
Yeah. What about you?
One that I'm looking at is I need to see Calvin. This is twofold, but kind of the same. Calvin Ridley needs to continue his success that he started last week, especially in the second half, because this is not a secondary that's overly impressive at all. But I also want to see, now maybe this is just asking for too much, I want to see Alec Iomanner get back into the playmaking, back to his playmaking ways, because he had a really nice first, second, and third week, but week 4, week 5, a little quiet.
He dropped when he got the ball.
He dropped 1, maybe 2, actually.
He dropped 2. He dropped 2 last week. I'm not sure about the week.
That's what I thought. So it would be nice to keep Ridley going, but get Alec Iomanner back.
Yeah, going. I was actually thinking about that at work this week. I'm like, why is it when Alec Iomanner was playing well, Calvin Ridley disappeared, and then vice versa? So let's get them both. Where we have a 1-2 punch.
Maybe it's a Callahan thing, because remember we did the exact same thing last year. When we had the few games that we did have Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, one of them would be good-ish, and the other would be like 1 catch or no catches. Never neither. I said never both at the same time. I'm about to sneeze.
One thing I want to see is not both, but all of our pass catchers, tight ends, receivers, running backs, everybody. Let's have 2 or less, preferably less, drops.
That would be nice.
Let's have a clean game, no drops here. Cam Ward is struggling with his accuracy, but let's help him out. He's a young quarterback. Let's help him out. Catch him when they hit your hands. Yeah,
and I just feel like whenever I'm watching other teams, because there's a lot of people, and again, 99% of the time I agree with this person's opinion, but I'm so not agreeing with the Austin Stanley of A to Z Sports opinion, saying that those are uncatchable balls.
No, that's stupid.
And maybe 2 of them are uncatchable, but at this point we're up to 14 drops as a team. And it's one of those situations where you can say, yeah, he needs to layer the throw. He needs to not put as much on it, or he needs to put it closer to the body. He can say whatever he wants to. But I sit there and watch other wide receivers we're going against make just some no-namer that I've never heard of make the catch. You know what I'm trying to say?
You and I are not saying Cam Ward's passes are perfect. He needs to do better, to be honest. There's plenty of blame to give him. But these pass catchers, when it hits the hands, because sometimes hit 2 hands, I'm not talking 1 hand. When it's hitting 2 hands, you got to catch these. So you could blame both sides.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let me think if there's anything else I want to preview when it comes to this game. I just told you about the wide receivers, and you talked about the edge rusher versus our tackles is the battle you're looking against.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question. Arden Key's not playing, so it's either going to be a heavy dose of Femi Oladejo and Dre Mount Jones, or Jihad Ward, who had a sack last week, will get more heavily involved. Not only did he get a sack, but I think he had like 4 pressures, so he was actually very good in his like 44%. And then he only played like 44% of the snaps. So I don't know if he's going to get an uptick or if the other 2 guys are going to have to step up, but we do need to do something. Their offensive line's not great by any stretch of the imagination, so we need to get some pressure and keep some sacks going there.
I would say this. I hope Snead has a good game, and I say put him on Jacoby Myles because that he's a pretty good receiver. But if you have him shut down, who else are they going to beat you with? I mean, just who else? Brock Bowers is out, and the other receivers, and I'm like, I just don't see this game being ugly. That's for sure. Like I don't think they have the power to blow us out. To be honest, they get blown out a lot,
more so than us, actually.
Yes. And so I'm still thinking this shouldn't. I'm scared to say we win. So but like this should not be a game where I'm shocked if we win. I would say that because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just stuttering, but it's just I don't know.
You ready to throw out?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
I'll go ahead and jump out first. I'm probably going to regret this in 48 hours, but I'm going to say the Tennessee Titans win this game 20-16. Am I being a homer? Yes, but isn't that kind of in the name of being a fan? Fan short for fanatic. Here's the thing: both teams are bad. Both teams are 1-4, but they start off with a win, and then they've been getting beat worse and worse and worse and worse. And last week was like 40-6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we start off like we went 12-20. We got beat, then we got beat and beat and beat. And then we got to win. So now we're on cloud 9. So it's like the trajectory is just different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would feel a lot better if we was home, going out west because it's not just a road trip, but it's out west. Those usually are a little bit tougher. But I will agree with you. I say we win. I want to be bold here, 23-17, which I know we never scored 23 points. Which, by the way, the fact that I say 23 points and your eyes get big shows you how bad offense has been.
Yeah, so you were going to score 23 points?
Yeah, so I'm going to be bold here. I say 23 points, and they score 17. So,
well, this will be the worst defense we've gone against.
Yes, and I will say, you and I are probably going to eat this crow so bad. Next video, we'll be like, why did we ever pick us to win?
Yeah, we got beat 9-24, where it's like we had 3 field goals, yippee, hooray. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and step out on a limb, be over positive. If we would have gotten beat last week, then I would absolutely have picked us to lose. I'd just pick us to lose every game. But because we won, I'm getting a little blind optimism going here. And yeah,
I don't think that's what I'm doing in the sense that if we're going against just even an average team like the Jaguars, the Jaguars actually were pretty good to be honest. So if he's going against I don't know who's the Falcons. I would pick the Falcons to beat us. It's just the Raiders. I'm like, they're actually pretty bad with injuries, and so I'm like, man, I think I would take us. But I would say this. So I just looked up the Raiders. Every game they lost except for one was 14 points or worse. So
scoring, you mean?
Yeah, but like
they lost 4 points.
So they've gotten blown out a lot. So.
Good.
And by the way, this is not me saying we're going to blow them out, but I'm just trying to say that's how bad they are. So hopefully our bad team can at least beat them by a couple points.
That would be nice.
Again, they do have the fan crowd on the side. So we'll see how that is. Especially when you have a rookie quarterback like Cam Ward, it's going to be hard to win on the road, which he did do last Sunday. But I would say the Las Vegas Raiders have better fan base, louder fan base than Cardinals do. So there's that.
That's true. Well, it's true, but I also think they're a worse team than the Falcons or
that's also true.
Cardinals. Yeah,
like you said, I guess we're just repeating ourselves.
We're only 19.5 minutes in, but I feel like we've already kicked a dead horse.
But I will say that hopefully Geno Smith doesn't have this is the first game where he cleans it up. Where this is the game where he just doesn't turn it over. Because I would love to get our offense into short fields, and what we did against the Broncos is rare to have that many turnovers and lose the game. Like that just doesn't happen much. So I feel like if we have another game where we turn it over, or they turn it over, I guess like 2 times or more, we're gonna get the win here. I feel like
because they had a turnover on a pump play too, right? They had
Yes.
two interceptions and they fumbled a punt.
Mm-hmm. Like the fact that they did that, we lost is crazy. But I think maybe, and this is I'm probably overselling the Titans here. I think we have a little more confidence. Like if that happens again, I say we win.
I agree, but are you aware if we would have won that game? Because the more I think about it, the Broncos tried to hand us a win. If we'd have won that game, we'd be 2-3 right now with a chance against a really struggling Raiders team to go 3-3.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting back up to 500 6 games in?
You know what sucks for the Titans now? We're done probably the season, but I think Texans may not be great, but I don't think they're as bad as the 0-3 start. They're 2-3 right now. I think they're gonna get back winning. But I would say this: Jags and Colts look pretty good,
Hate
and
that.
that's annoying. That's annoying.
Sadly, I always thought there was a chance the Jags could be decent because I'm like, I already like Brian Thomas Jr. Trevor Lawrence, I don't think is as bad as a lot of people are saying he is. So I was like, Trevor Lawrence could have a bounce back. Brian Thomas Jr., he's nice.
The defense is looking really good. They have a good
and then you got Travis Hunter that I was always like, what if he does end up being a really good wide receiver? And they have Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr. at wide receiver. So sadly, I had this fear, this hunch that this could be what the Jags would be. And then it's happening. So hate that. Now the Colts, nobody, not even Colts fans, saw this coming because the whole Colt Nation, as soon as Daniel Jones was named the starter over AR-15, everyone's like, no, our season's done. We're shot. We're giving up. But look at this.
He's looked good. He's looked really, really good.
Yeah, he has. Well, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here? We made our score predictions.
Man, we're both probably going to laugh at ourselves later, but right now we both got us winning.
Yeah, for now. For some reason, got the Titans getting a dub 2 in a row. It's rare that we ever get a win, much less 2 in a row.
I just feel like forget which is by the way what I said this season's about before it even started. I almost like forget playoffs, forget exactly what our record is, and we're 2 games still below 500 if we win. But I don't know about you, but I just really enjoy seeing Cam Ward get that under his belt of a comeback drive, winning it, seeing the smile on his face. Like that is stuff of confidence that he needs. Because I think it weighs you down if you just keep losing and losing and losing and losing. So just I need Cam Ward to feel some victories. You know, I
agree. Because these are real people. That's something that we make mistakes of. Like in my mind, Titans aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. I think we all know that. I think the Titans know that. So in a perfect world, we'd go in our 1-16 and get the number 1 overall pick again. But then since these are real human beings, that just weighs on them mentally, emotionally. People like Jeff Simmons is going to want traded out, or any other person like, honestly, a Peter Skronsky. He's like, I'm the only good thing going on in this offensive line. He might think that anyway. He's like, I'm year 3. Why would I want to sign an extension in the offseason with a team that sucks? So trade me away. So when you just start sucking like that, your good players want out, and just kind of breeds loserness. Like that's a word. But yeah, so I agree. It was nice to see the smiling faces of our team actually winning. Again, proof of concept kind of deal. Maybe we'll see some more of it in 2 days. Yeah. So with that being said, I think that's our show, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we'll check back in a couple of days after Titans get their butts whooped by the Raiders. So that being said, tighten up, peace out, and all of that jazz.